Most of us move through our days staring at the ground. We shuffle from task to task, phone in hand, entirely ignoring the solid earth beneath our feet and the atmosphere keeping us alive. Surah Al-Mulk shatters that default setting. Its opening line forces us to look up, declaring that absolute control and sovereignty over the entire universe belongs to a single creator. Surah Al-Mulk presents life and death as deliberate parameters, a set of defined boundaries designed to test which of us is best indeed. If our existence is an active, ongoing test, we must look for the instructions embedded within the environment itself. The surah answers by shifting the burden of proof directly onto our own physical senses. It demands we stop accepting reality as a given and start actively observing the world to uncover the deliberate guidance hidden right in front of us. The first challenge the text issues is entirely visual. It points us straight up, directing our attention to the macro architecture of the seven heavens. Look at this vast, multi-layered cosmic expanse. The text dares the observer to inspect it and find a single flaw, rift, or structural inconsistency. It doesn't ask you to look just once. The surah commands you to return your gaze again and again, actively hunting for chaos in the system. But instead of finding a fracture, your vision eventually returns to you, exhausted and defeated by the absolute perfection of the design. This structural consistency suggests a universe governed by set rules rather than shifting chaos. On this scale, the total absence of flaws points to an active, ongoing maintenance of the system. The observed order of the cosmos provides the empirical basis for the existence of a sovereign creator, actively sustaining the system. Then the scale shifts. The text pulls our gaze down from the stars and into our immediate atmosphere, landing on a completely ordinary sight, birds in flight. Look at this creature suspended mid-air. The text asks a direct question regarding its aerodynamics. What unseen force actually holds these creatures aloft? From the sky, we drop to the ground. We are reminded that the earth itself was deliberately made stable and subservient, designed specifically so humanity could safely walk its paths and eat from its provisions. But that stability is fragile. The surah issues a sharp warning. What would happen if the ground suddenly gave way and swallowed us? Or if the water we rely on vanished deep underground, forever out of reach? Failing to observe these external realities eventually leads to internal ruin. The surah cuts forward to the afterlife, detailing a grim interrogation between the guardians of hell and those who ignored the evidence. The condemned make a painful admission. They confirm that a warner did arrive to deliver the truth, but they actively chose to call it a lie and turn away. This flowchart tracks their exact confession. Sensory input failed to cross over into active thought. They admitted they refused to listen or reason. These faculties, hearing, sight, and intellect, were the exact tools perfectly engineered to process the evidence surrounding us. Eternal damnation, as framed in Surah Al-Mulk, is the direct consequence of willful blindness. It is the stubborn refusal to use our own minds to recognize the fragile, deliberate nature of our reality. This stark silhouette illustrates the surah's culminating comparative metaphor, the contrast between a person who walks fallen on his face versus one who walks upright on a straight path. That face-down state is the blindness of moving through existence asking no questions. It is ignoring the complexity of creation and taking the universe entirely for granted. Walking upright means engaging with reality. It means actively using the gifts of hearing, sight, and intellect to recognize the absolute authority of the sovereign. The tools required for our spiritual survival were never hidden. They were built directly into our biology, given to us so we could prepare for the inevitable day we are gathered back to the Creator. True gratitude requires constant intellectual wakefulness. Every glance at the night sky, every bird in flight, and every sip of clean water becomes a daily, active recognition